Good morning. Morning. Good morning. We are starting our meditation in a few minutes' time, in about 3 minutes' time. So if you'd like to join us for half an hour for a short talk and guided meditation, feel free to stay. We're streaming live on a variety of different channels, exploring the world of the mind. Start off with some parrot-tree breathing meditations, do 9-round breathing, and then we will do a gentle visualization to help us ground ourselves into the present moment. And then we will meditate on the nature of the mind, the vast expanse of our mind. So here in the UK this morning, the weather is quite pleasant. In the Midlands area, the sun is almost out. A little bit of rain, which is welcomed, watering the plants and flowers. Good morning, David. Good morning, Julie. Keeping up the meditation streak, I see. And good morning, Elizabeth. Over on Facebook. Quite incredible, all these social media platforms. We can get so much information from them. We can also learn new skills. And although some people say social media, is very distracting, we can transform it and use it to help us focus and concentrate and train in the art of meditation through the medium of social media. So we can take from it whatever we want. We can use it in whatever way we choose. It doesn't have to be negative. It doesn't have to be distracting. And as I was saying a few days ago, we are now in the hundreds of these Meditate with Adam sessions. We actually develop gratitude for those who have built these platforms that we can use to connect during this challenging time for everyone across the world. Good morning, everyone. It is now 8 o'clock in the UK. And we're on Meditate with Adam, session 103. We've been doing these meditations since the lockdown was brought into effect in the UK. If you'd like to revisit any of them, you can visit the Mindspace website, and there is an archive of these meditations, in a sense documenting the inner journey through this period, the inner journey that we've taken, that we've been empowered to take as a result of the external freedoms being restricted. So we've managed to transform. In the training the mind traditions, meditation, they talk about transforming adverse conditions. We're transforming these adverse conditions and making the most of this time to learn about our minds. Everybody's mind, incredible capacity. And if we pay some attention to our mind, we can discover the incredible world in there through learning to concentrate and seeing a world beyond distraction. So many distractions outside. Yeah, so many ways to entertain the mind. Meditation is a way to train the mind and discover a world beyond entertainment. Yeah, discover a peaceful, calm, happy world inside of us. And we build that up, and then we take that experience out into our life, share it with those around us. We can see there's a rich world beyond distraction. And it comes through training the mind, finding an object of meditation, many, many different objects of meditation, learning about them, and then developing the ability to focus our attention single-pointedly on them. Yeah, whatever it is. So, for example, the breath. Finding that object of meditation, the natural breath entering and leaving our body, which functions to pacify the stress and anxiety in our body and mind. Finding it, then focusing on it. Compassion, cultivating a wish for others to be free from suffering, for ourselves to be free from suffering. Open-hearted mind, finding it, holding it, becoming one with that feeling of compassion, extending that compassion out to the world around us. And we move into the meditation where we imagine that our body is like a mountain, so we connect with the earth. And we connect with the earth, we ground ourselves into the earth. Yeah, so we are rooted. There's nowhere left to run. We are here in the present moment. Bang. And if you're sitting on a chair, you can imagine your feet are rooted into the earth. If you're sitting on the floor, you imagine that your body is rooted down into the earth vertically. We sit upright because we're awake. We're trying to wake up. Our breath there is the constant wind flowing around our body. Our mind, like the sky, vast. Almost as though we become the sky. There's no barrier. And we abide in the space of our mind. We appreciate that our mind is clear, spacious, it's luminous. Our mind is always functioning to know or cognize. This is one of the function of the mind, we know that we are now sitting, engaging in an online meditation. Yeah, there's a knowing, isn't there, of that? Whether it's good or bad, happy or sad, there's a knowing. We're aware that we are engaged in online meditation. When we are drinking a cup of something or other, we know that, don't we? We know that we are drinking a cup of water. That's the mind. The nature of the mind is that it knows things. Yeah, we know many, many things. So there's a cognizing, there's an understanding. Before we're labeling, that's a cup and this is whatever. There's a knowing that that's what we're doing. And that's clear as well. That conventional mind that we have, it's clear, it's spacious. Then we start grasping onto things and it becomes clouded, and then all the issues rise. But in meditation, we pull back, so we come back. Not really coming back, but we step. We broaden our perspective. So we see our mind. And the analogy that we keep coming back to is the sky. Yeah. It's helpful because look up at it. It's spacious, it's vast, there's no boundary there. And that is our mind. The conventional nature of our mind, spacious. So we try to merge into that experience and sit there. And as I was saying yesterday, this practice is very, very helpful for working with emotions, thoughts that we're wanting to let go of, discouragements, stresses, worries, little neuroses that we have. Because in the vast space of our mind, these can be seen and can let go of them. And we gently do that in meditation. And when we come out of meditation, whatever we're doing, we keep one eye on our mind. Yeah, we keep part of our attention on our mind. And when we see these minds coming up, we think, oh, there it is again. Then we see it and let it go. See it, let it go. And then, if we train like this all day, we can be peaceful all day. Tomorrow in the UK, what are they calling it? Independence Day. Super Saturday. Any other words they've got for it? It's all opening up, isn't it? But that opening up, that sense of freedom and liberation, that can't be given to us by a government or by a few shops opening up, or by a couple of pubs serving us a few jars of ale. Yeah. The real Independence Day, the real freedom is opening up our mind. And that's what we're doing every day. So let's start again. Starting from the beginning, this is the way in meditation. It's almost like we sit down and we start a meditation as though we've never done any meditation before. You remember the first time you ever sat down to meditate? That's the attitude we need. It's like, no, this is new. That's what they call the beginner's mind. And then it's fresh, rather than thinking, oh, I'll try and get this experience I had the other day. Oh, I've done this before. You see yourself as the beginner, almost as though it's day one. You know, like this is Meditate with Adam 103. You may have done all of them. Yeah. Oh, I've done 103 meditations. But if you've been doing them correctly, you'll realize that that just means you're back to zero again. Yeah. You have to have a different approach, not a worldly approach. No, start again. This is why, you know, when you see these Tibetan monks who make these sand mandalas, just YouTube sand mandala, incredible universes they make. So detailed, so much time and energy they put into it all. Yeah. Incredible colors. And then what do they do with it? Disappears, all of it. Okay, let's start again. Beginning by connecting with our natural breathing. following the natural breath. Following the journey of our breath around our body. We'd start to cultivate compassion. Compassion for all living beings. May all living beings find freedom and happiness in their lives. Breathing in, may I find freedom and happiness in my life. Find liberation. Breathing out, may others find freedom and happiness in their life. We have an expansive intention, training and meditation. my body like a mountain. Rooted in the earth, immovable. In our life, we've done all the rushing around, busy, achieving, competing, pushing, striving, fighting, running away. Now we sit courageously, ready to see the mind, to go deeper, to go beyond stress, worry, anxiety. Just as a mountain, not swayed by the elements, so we are not swayed anymore by what's happening to us in our life. What people say, what they don't say. We are rooted in the earth. Just feel that sense of being grounded. Feel that connection to the earth. Our breath, like the wind, gently. You may even hear it if you listen carefully. It's drawing us inwards. Into a world that's always been there, but due to distraction, mainly undiscovered. Now we let go of distraction and abide now in the space of the mind. Our mind, like the sky, almost as though we become the sky. Think of the sky and how vast it is. You keep flying out into the sky. There's no end. Same way now, our mind, vast space. Functions to know, cognize. We dwell in this space. We rest in this space. Not recalling, not planning, not thinking too much. Not trying to work anything out. Not trying to make anything happen. Just relaxing. Finally. In this style of meditation, it's almost impossible to be distracted because our distractions are clouds in the sky of our mind. They arise from mind and they dissolve into the mind. So wherever we go, mentally, we're in the vast space of the mind. remembering the vast world around us and all the people in it, all wishing for happiness, all wishing to be free from their problems. We dedicate good energy from our practice, so all living beings can find happiness and peace in their lives. All our family, our friends, our community, our global community. May every one of them find deep peace in their hearts. And may we continue to train our minds in meditation and discover the incredible world of our mind. Okay, thank you very much. When you're ready, please bring your session to a close. What's that, Angela? David Bowie. Yeah. Absolute beginners. Yep. Zen mind. Beginner's mind. We start again. I think although I may have done 103 meditations, they've all disappeared now. And I'm back to zero. Oh, really? We can get attached, can't we? It's like the latest thing now is streaks, isn't it? You know, with like online things. Oh, I've done X amount of days, I've done X amount of hours. We can get attached, can't we, to numbers. And get caught up in numbers. We remember these monks who do these sun mandalas. They spend days and days just creating these incredible, beautiful objects. And then they just completely let them go. We get so precious, don't we, about things? You know, if we put a lot of time and energy into something, it must be framed, kept forever. Weighs us down. Even, yeah, so good to let it go. Not to say we belittle what we've done. We rejoice, which we did the other day, then we let it go. And we think the only reason I was able to engage in all these meditations anyway is due to the kindness of others. Yeah. All the people who created these platforms, the people who taught me how to understand language, the people who work so hard so there can be food in my body and I can drink water to sustain myself. Although I may take the credit for it, I actually had very little to do with it. This is the best attitude to have. It opposes the deluded pride, which for some reason we just take all the credit. We always take the credit. Yeah. And then that causes problems for us. Egocentric mind. Best attitude to have is gratitude. Humble mind. Appreciating. We're only where we are due to the kindness of others. What other people have done. Yeah, it requires some intention, you know. That's a small part of it. Thinking like that keeps the mind very peaceful. Helps us to let go. And we can keep going. Most importantly, pride is unsustainable. Deluded pride. Deluded pride making us feel in some way superior to others. You know, the ideal approach and a good indication that a meditation is having a beneficial effect is if we start looking up to more people. You know? So our activity actually humbles us. Usually when we learn something new or we get on a roll with something, if we're not careful, it actually can make us feel superior to other people. Yeah. It's a natural human trait when we acquire something new. It can make us feel superior for whatever reason. A good indication that meditation is having a genuine effect on our mind is if we start to look up to more people and we start to respect more people. We can look in the same way we were talking yesterday about discouragement. That's a cloud, isn't it, in the mind? Another cloud to look out for is deluded pride, which makes us feel superior to others. It's not confidence. It's a lot of misunderstanding that about confidence. Many types of worldly confidence, just deluded pride, making us feel in some way superior to other people. This is a delusion in the sense that it disturbs the mind. Yeah. Doesn't often feel like it. Sometimes pride feels good. It feels good to feel important, special, better. But it is a delusion, and it in a sense puts us in a place where we are very susceptible to criticism. We're very prone to being easily criticized. When we criticize, we feel upset quite quickly. When we're disrespected or ignored, we react and secretly feel deep pain. That's pride. If the delusion of pride wasn't there, if we were criticized or disrespected or ignored, we lost our position, it'd be fine. But because of pride, many problems. One of the main problems for human beings is pride. we feel we're more important than other types of beings, like insects. You see that you have a spider in the bath. Feel more important than it. Best thing to do if there's an insect in your house, get a piece of paper, and if it's a small insect, pick it up, take it outside, put it somewhere safe. If it's a large insect, get a piece of paper, get a glass or a cup, put it on it, take it outside. Just because we are physically larger than some beings doesn't make us any more important than them. So during the day, keep a lookout for this mind and see what you can learn from others. That's the great thing about overcoming reducing pride, is that our mind opens up. Yeah, they say that when you've got pride in the mind, it's like closed, like a mountain, but not in a good way. Water comes down and it just misses us. So there's all these things that we can learn, but with pride in the mind, I already know that. I've got nothing to learn from you. We can learn from animals, dogs, cats, insects, birds, young children. We can learn from everybody. And then it's said every single day, we are feeling so inspired by people, by the world, because we're open to learn. We're a beginner. We have the beginner's mind. We feel, I don't really know anything. I know nothing. Yeah? Teach me. Like that. We can even learn from inanimate things like traffic lights. How could a traffic light teach me anything? I know everything. Well, this traffic light is teaching me the art of patience. Whatever. When we see that pride arising, sense of superiority, we try to see through it. There you go. And one of the effects of reducing pride is we feel peaceful all the time. I wish you a peaceful day, weekend. Enjoy your day tomorrow, whatever you do or don't do. And I'll see you tomorrow night at 7:30 if you're not down the pub. Or you could do the stream in the pub, yeah. And then on Sunday, it is the Maranasati retreat. Death and impermanence. Just to sober us up again. Part 4. Feel free to come along to that. If you want to look at how to let go of all the distractions in your life and empower yourself to move on. Thank you, everybody. And bye for now.